Okay, the heat gun made good work of the varnish around the edge. So I cut around the whole top and sides. I didn't do the bottom. Hopefully just doing the 3 sides will give me enough. So now I'm going to try to pry the stainless rim off of the wood and glass. And the previous owner used Boat Life adhesive to glue this down, so I'm expecting a little bit of a challenge. Not as much as if he used 5200. Thank goodness he didn't use that. So I will try to actually heat this up with the heat gun again to maybe loosen the Boat Life and see if I can get my painter's tool under it. This is pretty dull, so it shouldn't damage anything, but it has a sharp enough edge that it should get underneath the trim ring. So let's give it a go. I'm going to give it some heat and start prying. Still pretty adhered tightly, so I may need 2 hands, but I want to get some heat in there. This is a little tougher than I thought it was going to be. Okay, it's coming up. That actually made a big difference. I tried this a few minutes ago and I could not budge this. So that heat definitely helped quite a bit. Just gingerly tapping this, I'm not killing it. So yeah, that made a big difference. So I think that's going to be the name of the game. So I will continue to use the heat and pry method, and hopefully once I get probably half or 3/4 of it off, it should just fall off, and then I can tackle it further. But okay, making some progress. I've actually switched out 5-in-1 tool to a putty knife. This is a lot thinner, and the edges aren't too sharp, just because but it's nice and thin, so I'm actually having an easier time getting this under there fully. So it goes down much further, so that's going to be dramatically easier. The putty knife, it has a little ramp to it. It's thin and then it gets thicker, so that was giving me some problems. So this is definitely going in easier. As you can see, if you follow the sticker, you can see the sticker going in. Pry. I can actually see it moving a little bit. Let's put the 5-in-1 tool in there, maybe give it a little bit more help. I can actually hear it debonding, so that's a huge sign. So I will leave the painter's tool in there as a wedge, and then I'll continue along the top. And if it sounds like I'm making this up as I go along, it's because I am, because I've never done this before. I don't want to damage this ring, and I don't want to damage the wood. So I'm taking my time, and this is the first time. If it's successful, then I will do the rest of the boat next year, and that'll be another, what, 5 windows. So hopefully I can get a good method down here, but it seems like it's coming up nicely. So I'm going to continue, and I will let you know how I make out. Okay, making some progress here. I was able to lift this corner up, and I'm able to actually use 2 tools here. I use the 5-in-1 tool to pry up the trim ring, and I will use the putty knife to work along the perimeter. And it seems to be going slowly, but it's coming up so far without damage. And of course, I'm sure as soon as I say that, I'm going to damage something. So, again, not prying very much. So a little bond here. So let's cut that out. I did heat this up with the heat gun. I may need a little more heat, but it does seem to be coming off with the putty knife. As you can see, the putty knife is totally underneath the trim ring. So I'll try some more heat. I only heated up a little bit, so the heat seems to be helping quite a bit. And we'll see how it goes. I will get back to you in a few. Well, making some more progress. I have found another method that seems to work a little bit better. I am heating it up, and I am putting the 5-in-1 tool at the top to put some stress on the trim. Not a lot, but just enough to pry it up. And I'm going from the glass side, not the outside. I have found that I'm going from this side, I'm actually gouging the wood a little bit behind the trim rings. I'm not actually prying up on the trim ring. But I have found if I go on the glass side and keep this nice and flat, it does cut into the bond a little bit better. So you can actually see the blade coming up through here. So I am able to work it around a little bit. And so I am making some forward progress with this method. Because I have 2 surfaces to deal with here. I have the wood and I have the glass. They may not be on the exact same plane. So, and I have this bump out here, which does not allow me to put the blade flat on the top side, like I was over here. So at least now you can see the putty knife is underneath both ends. So I will continue to heat this up. Oh, it's still warm. I'll still continue to heat this up to loosen the bond and continue to pry it and move the 5-in-1 tool down as I make some progress. And I do have another plastic one here to help. So you can never have too many pry bars and scrapers. So that's where I am now. I'm going to continue to lift this up, and we'll see how far we get.